Well, before we start on RWBY, we have to catch up on our infomercials,
Yay!
such as they are. 4 World of Remnants were released this week, one for each kingdom. And so we are going to go ahead and take a look at those.
Yay!
Starting with...
It's going to be educational.
It is! Narrated by whom, I wonder?
That is the question.
That is the question.
Is it Salem? Is it Ozpin? Is it someone we haven't met before?
Let's find out. We're going to start with Vale.
On this thrilling adventure.
I was going to say wrong internet company. Vale.
Well, school's definitely out. Let's see if we can't all learn a little something.
God bless.
Welcome to the World of Remnant. Not the best place to live, but depending on where you're staying, it can get a little easier. You've got towns and villages that pop up as fast as they fall. The faunus have menagerie.
He's
the
so
sweet
good at
spots
this.
Vale, Mistral, Atlas, and Vacuo. The 4 kingdoms of the modern era. And each one's special in its own little way.
But not the one that looks like a dragon up there.
Let's talk about Vale.
Nobody talks about the
In
shadowy
the grand
place.
scheme of things, Vale's
You
pretty
must
well
never go there,
guarded.
Simba.
It rests on the northeastern end of the world's largest continent, Suns. Like most successful kingdoms, Vale's survival over the years can mostly be attributed to prime real estate. Its front is protected by steep mountains, and its back is against waters too shallow for any real threat to pop out of. Not to say I haven't heard some crazy fish stories.
Aquatic Grim.
Aside from the main city, which the kingdom's named after, the Vale territory also extends to several neighboring cities farther along the northwest coastline, as well as a small island named Patch. Nice place to raise a family,
No.
if you're into that sort of thing. Of course, all attempts to extend
that where
the
Ruby and Yang are
kingdom's
from?
reach past the mountains and farther into the mainland have been colossal failures.
Ooh.
But, like
They're
I said,
dead now.
in the grand scheme of things, Vale ain't half bad. Regular climate, natural barriers, and some serious border defenses means the citizens of Vale can spend less time worrying about survival and more time just living their lives. Of course, with the fall of Beacon, everyone's a little more worried these days.
Yeah, and your communications are
Should be.
fucked. Because the tower went down.
It would be interesting to see a topographic map of like where the Grimm populations are, like because he said like you go too far inland and that's where the Grimm get you. I'm like how what's the population distribution on the coast of Vale? Like at what point do they go, no, we're not going any further inland?
Well, I mean, you don't ever see wolves on the beach.
I mean, yeah, but like how far inland can you go before it's like no.
I feel like that's also where they ran out of defenses. Like it said, they've got a coast on one side with shallow waters. They have mountains on the other side, which are tough to
For Grimm to get over.
tough to convert.
Traverse. Weren't you an English major?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can word this morning.
Have some coffee.
No.
Ah! For those of you who watch RWBY Chibi,
I don't like coffee.
I know.
Have some of the stuff you hate. Well,
One of these days you're gonna have to cave and have some.
I disagree. Mistral. Let's do this. Mistral?
Mistral.
Mistral. That's what I thought.
Maestro,
We
if
might
you
be
please.
watching these out of order. I don't know. Pretty sure this was the next one. If not,
Right, where were we?
God bless.
The east of Salus is Remnant's second largest landmass, Anima. That's where you'll find the kingdom of Mistral. Of the 4 kingdoms, Mistral has the most controlled territory, meaning you'll find a wider variety of ecosystems and lifestyles. Trust me, this place is something for everyone, for better or worse. The high society folks of Mistral are known worldwide for their contributions to fashion, architecture, theater, all the things that make the world pretty and tolerable. But its lower class has got a fame of its own. Mistral's home to the biggest black market on the planet. Need something that's hard to find? Got someone that's hard to kill? They can help, provided you've got the lien to pay for it. There's one common thread that links all these people together, though, and that's their respect for nature, particularly the sea and the sky. The natural resources and geography of the area impacted Mistral's culture and technology in a big way. Its first settlers found shelter high up in the wind-carved cliffs.
Look at
and
those!
as their population grew,
Look at those
so did their
airships!
ability to utilize the land to its fullest potential. A
Oh,
real bunch of forward thinkers.
I love airships with
Of
sails.
course, the bigger the kingdom, the harder it is to govern. There's a reason traders and thieves flock to Mistral. The main city's right under the council's eye, sure, but places like Windpath, Kuchinashi start to get a little farther out of sight. There's plenty of places to hide in Mistral.
Ooh.
That's why you gotta know where to look.
We're just gonna end each of these with a hook.
This season is gonna be so good.
Was it Team Sun that was from Mistral?
I thought they were from Vacuum.
Where are they from? Okay, who's from Mistral? Was that where Cinder was saying their team was from?
Maybe.
Might
I mean, it
have
would
been.
make sense if we're talking about like the underbelly of like, you know, black market
The
and all
seedy
that,
underbelly. Hell and a half. All
all
right.
that stuff.
Atlas.
I always thought, like, wouldn't it be great if Atlas had a broadcast television network, an ABTV, if you will?
Yep. You don't say.
It would be fun.
I suppose it's time we talked about the fine people at the top of the world. Atlas is Remnant's youngest and arguably most successful kingdom.
I love all the fuck she does.
And your cyborgs and your...
See, before the Great War, there was no Atlas. There was Mantle. At some point in time, a group of settlers were crazy enough to venture out into the northernmost continent of Solitas. I guess when you're that desperate, a frozen hunk of rock doesn't seem like such a bad place to call home. As a matter of fact, the harsh weather conditions proved to be just as useful as the mountain ranges when it came to keeping the creatures of the Grim at bay. It also kept the people of Mantle from flourishing. Humanity's got a neat trick up its sleeve, though.
Dust.
Whenever we're faced with a problem, our inclination is to find the solution. The cold climate of Solitas forced its settlers to adapt. They developed a more advanced technology, and they did it faster than the rest of the world, because they had to survive. But it was the Great War that really kicked things off. New forms of dust application and weaponry allowed Mantle to expand. More and more territory was set aside for dust mining and research. The territory beside the kingdom's combat school, Alcius, was the most opportune area to construct a new R&D facility. But by the time things were all said and done, it would be much, much more. Alcius was reopened as Atlas after the Great War to house many of the warriors now seeking guidance in an effort to give back to the citizens. Mantle applied all sorts of new dust techniques and technologies it had used in the war to beef up the Academy's campus. The school grounds expanded faster than they could have imagined.
Wow.
He even helped
Dang.
to better secure the surrounding areas. It wasn't long before the kingdom's military moved in, then the labs and research facilities. Eventually, even residential areas started popping up. In time, it became apparent that the city of Mantle was living in Atlas' shadow. So the decision was made to move the kingdom's capital. Mantle was old news, and the kingdom of Atlas was born. A golden age of prosperity, they called it. But those left behind in Mantle would probably tell you that it was the coldest winter they ever knew.
Ooh.
And that's where Weiss is from, isn't it?
Atlas? Yeah, I believe so. Because that looks
Military,
like it looks like her
definitely.
father standing next to Ironwood.
Yeah. I'm gonna say military for days.
Military for days.
Military for days.
Well, and her family, you know, the Schnee Corporation, they're all about dust, so that
Yeah.
makes sense too.
And Vacuo.
Vacuo! Here we go.
Nothing about that shadowy place that's shaped like a dragon, though.
yet.
Nothing about that. That's true.
Give
These
it
tend
time.
to be the
I'm sure that's
equivalent
where
of our
Salem is
of our
at. I'm
PSAs.
sure that's where Salem was banished or whatever.
If there's one kingdom that's had it harder than the people of Mantle, it's Vacuo, the last of the 4 great kingdoms. The western end of Sanus is a barren and desolate wasteland. Long ago,
Desert.
before man went and ruined everything, it was a paradise.
Man!
The center of the vast desert was an oasis unlike anything you'd ever seen. A jungle bursting with natural resources, geographical defenses, and the world's largest recorded deposit of dust. Nomads that survived the journey across the scorching sand settled down in this little hidden gem, and over time the kingdom of Vacuo thrived. Unfortunately, comfort breeds weakness. While the rest of Remnant had to learn and adapt in order to survive, Vacuo's ancient society kicked back and lived a life of complacency. But when other, more developed kingdoms set their eyes on everything Vacuo had to offer, its citizens couldn't do anything to stop them from taking it. Years of human
That can't be
conflict, unrestricted mining,
Hi there, Atlas.
and ecological disasters have changed Vacuo. The paradise that was once there is practically indistinguishable from the surrounding deserts. Citizens live in makeshift homes, uprooting and traveling frequently in response to the fleeting resources and occasional attacks from the creatures of Grim. After the Great War, a formal government was finally established. But by that point, the folks living in Vacuo didn't much care to uphold its laws, making Shade Academy the only real source of order in the kingdom. But order isn't everything. Vacuo may not be as prim and proper as the other 3 kingdoms, but it's still standing. And the people there have a mutual respect for one another. You see, there's really only one unspoken rule in Vacuo. If you can survive here, then you're welcome here. So, there you have it. Vale, Mistral, Atlas,
It's the most
and
tolerant.
Vacuo. You know, Oz would always say that the 4 kingdoms were a representation of what mankind is capable of when working together. Ever the optimist. We sure could use him now.
Aww.
Oh, that was nice.
He's dead now. No, he's probably. Of course, he's not
He's
dead.
somewhere else. God knows what happened to him, but...
He's in another dimension.
Oh.
I don't know.
This show.
This show is good. This season's gonna be so good. Like, and that's just the prologue for this season. That, and we've had so many questions about the other kingdoms and everything like that. It's nice to kind of get the world fleshed out a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was great. What? Which story did you like best?
I don't know. I like them all, honestly. I
Yeah.
just kind of feel bad for Vacuo. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hello.
It paints a certain picture about Sun and, like, you know, why he, again,
Yeah.
why he is the way he is.
It's like,
Um,
okay, that makes sense. And this is a kingdom that really doesn't give a shit what species you are.
It doesn't give a shit what species you are, and also, like, you know, law and order isn't something that's necessarily at the forefront. So, like,
And life
him
is hard.
saying, hang the rules, I'ma do what I want, you know, that it makes perfect sense. So, I like it. I like it. I think it's very interesting. Yeah.
And the Schnee Dust Corporation has a huge ass factory there
Oh,
that
man.
basically destroyed the Oasis.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Poor Weiss. Poor Weiss. Yeah, no, all of these were really good.
They were.
I think I liked learning about Mistral the best, just because, like, that's most likely where all of our villains are hanging out and things like that. So, yeah, very interesting. But yeah, all of them were great.
I would bet that Neo's back in Mistral somehow.
Probably. That's
Just
just probably
like
where she
Wallace.
hightailed it.
I
So-
doubt that she has any loyalty to Cinder whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, no. If anything, she might resent the fact that Cinder got him killed.
Probably.
But But yeah, that doesn't make her friends with Team RWBY either.
No.
And so
she's
we
gonna be
know
her own little unit.
we know that Blake is doing the kind of pirate thing right now. So she's probably on the coast.
Yeah.
So she might be. What was that? Vale? That was the coastal part.
Yeah.
So she's probably on the coast of Vale right now, probably making her way, maybe to Vacuo.
It could be. It could also be Mistral because they made a point of saying that they knew how to optimize the sea and the
That's
sky.
true. That's true.
So
I think she's on her way to Vacuo, though. She might be on her way to Mistral to go and like confront Adam. Maybe
she might
I don't know.
be in Mistral at this point.
That's true.
I mean, we've had a good time skip.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. And
who knows?
so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where on the map each of our characters are at. Weiss is probably in Atlas. RWBY, who knows? She might be in the mountains somewhere. She's I don't know if she's going further inland or what the plan was there. So
Yeah.
that'll be
Weiss is
interesting.
Pretty much definitely in Atlas.
Yeah.
Because Dad kind of went, oh, okay.
And once Yang gets back on her feet, it'll be interesting to see which direction she heads to.
Yeah.
I like that
She's on that little island.
Yeah, I like that we've been given the map and that now we can kind of guess, okay, where are all the pieces at right now?
And these are the places that we're not talking about. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, that's yeah.
It is
One's
just-
shaped
it
like a
is
dragon. What's
fortunate.
What's that about?
It is fortunate that that ketchup stain gave us a dragon-shaped island. Let's be real. You've heard that story.
Yeah, that it
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
whole thing was a ketchup stand.
And it was
for those
you
who
put
haven't heard
condiments
it.
on a napkin, folded it together, and then pull it out, and that's what the map was. Which is a really good way to randomize a map.
It really
To
is.
be completely honest.
Yeah. No, 100%. I like it.
So yeah. On to RWBY.
On to RWBY.
Here we go.
It's been
Here we
so
go. We gotta go.
long,
We gotta get the job done.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you can follow me on most forms of social media at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet.
You can find me emotionally compromised, curled up in a ball, probably in that corner over there. But you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
We have a sister network, Silver Screams, that is Silver_Screams on the social medias, and just Silver Screams on YouTube. Search for us. We talk about horror things. We're going to talk about the Scream Halloween special, and we are going to catch up on Scream Queens. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
This is a smidgen.
This channel has a Ko-fi if you want to support us. The link is in the description. That would be awesome. And yeah, we're moving on to the RWBY season premiere now.
Moving right along.
See ya there.
Do-do-do, do-do-do.